Today is Wednesday, Parashat Behaalotecha. In the middle of this week's parasha, there are two psukim that seem to have like parentheses around them. Before the two psukim and after the two psukim, there is a nun, a letter nun that is facing the other way. Why is it this way? And Rashi explains these two psukim, really this is not their place chronologically in the Torah where they should be. They should be written somewhere else. But this is in order to separate between two negative occurrences. Two things that are no good. And one sees after these two psukim, Parasha tells us that the people complained about the manna they were eating. They wanted to have avut ahava. They had like a desire for certain types of food. They wanted to have the fish and the watermelons, etc., that they ate in Egypt. The manna was not good enough for them. Complaining for such an incredible food that they had in the desert surely was something negative. But when we look before these two psukim, there doesn't seem to be anything negative. All it tells us is Vayis'u mehar Hashem. They traveled from the mountain of Hashem. They traveled from Mount Sinai. But our sages explain, in the Gemara it says, Nas'u ketinok haborach mi bet hasefer. Just like a child, a young child who runs away from synagogue, runs away from school. In other words, it's time for vacation, and he's so happy to leave school that he just runs away from there. He's just ready to go. When they left Mount Sinai, it was a place where they received the Torah, a place that had incredible importance for Am Yisrael. Leaving that place shouldn't have been done in a way that is like so quick, that can't wait to leave. No, on the opposite. You should have felt, wow, what an incredible place that we were at, that there was a divine revelation on this mountain. The attitude that they had in leaving was not proper. That was something negative. They should have been so slow at leaving. By the way, even going to synagogue, when you go to a synagogue, you go with faster steps. We mentioned that, I think, yesterday in what we learned. And when you leave, slower steps, as if you're not so happy, quote unquote, about leaving the synagogue, as if you just got rid of something that you had an obligation to do and you can't wait to leave. That was the negative thing that happened before these two pesukim. And this teaches us a very important lesson. The attitude with which we do things is most important. We can do a mitzvah with simcha, with joy. Or you can do the mitzvah with not being so happy about it. Feel that, it's an obligation, I have to do it. You can leave a place that has importance for Am Yisrael, feeling a connection to that place and maybe feeling a little bit sorry about leaving such an important place, or you can leave just rushing out of there. That would be wrong. And this is what the parasha is teaching us. As by the way, by putting these two psukim in parentheses to separate between the two negative occurrences, and the negative occurrence before was the attitude with which they left Mount Sinai. Baruch Adonai le'olam, amen ve'amen.